Hello, welcome back to the Tech Disruptors. After a little hiatus, little 2 week vacation here, 1 week vacation, we are back. My name is Darren. This lovely gentleman on my right is,
The one and only Jason.
and we are the Tech Disruptors. And for those of you who don't know us, what is wrong with you? But the real reason is we like to talk tech. We talk tech news. We talk product reviews. We talk AI. We talk all the crazy things that are going on in the world. And if you've been living under a rock, you may have noticed this week, especially. Has been a very interesting week in the world of Netflix and streaming. And we're going to kick things off with
Well,
right here.
and I wanted to say something before we get into this is that hopefully we don't have too many views that we actually crash a lot of streams, because it happens.
Exactly.
It happens.
Well,
To the
I
best of
mean,
them.
we're hoping to get to 61 million views, but I mean,
We've been short.
anything can happen.
Yeah, 59 million
Luckily,
is our sweet spot. So yeah.
I mean, you know what I think it is for us? Our internet is actually two plastic cups with a piece of string, and
Right,
it's
right.
only one way. So,
Right.
I think we're
So
okay.
we're talking to no one.
Exactly, yeah. It's just there's no cup on the other end; it just dangles in the wind. But yes, we are the Tech Disruptors, and yes, this week we had a massive Netflix exclusive event, and that was a big fight between a young man and a geriatric.
Yes.
And sadly, um, it didn't necessarily go the way that I think everybody expected it to go, is what we'll say. Now, there was coverage of the Tyson versus Paul event. Did you watch it, Jason?
I watched a lot of it. I couldn't make it to the main point, but I don't think it really mattered. So the first few fights I watched were okay, but as the night went on and more people started joining in, I got a bunch of issues where it was buffering, and I honestly thought it was on my end because we had a bunch of people watching streaming TVs in different rooms, staring at their phones, but I've never had that problem before, so I was kind of worried, but come to find out, I was not the only one.
Yeah. So basically, this is Netflix's first live stream ever, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. And they wanted to stream the world's biggest fight between, someone who was a champion and someone that currently is a champion. And they decided that it was going to be live to Netflix on a Friday night, I believe it was. Was it Friday or Saturday? Friday. Um,
Yeah, Friday night.
yeah. Okay. Good. I couldn't remember.
I had to think for a second. Too.
Yeah. And they were going to stream it worldwide. So basically, 60 million people tuned in to watch this fight. Now, those are like crazy, like TV of the old numbers, right? Like, season finale kind of numbers, if you will.
Yeah.
Now, I've been suffering with the flu since Friday, but I fell asleep at about 9:30 p.m. on Friday night. However, I did wake up in the morning and I did flick on the replay and I did watch it and I was like, this is awesome. Cool.
Probably no buffering issues at that point.
No, there wasn't any buffering because it was already downloaded onto Netflix. So I didn't have any issues. But I do know and I do have friends that were saying that there was some buffering issues. Now, when I know my wife and my son were watching it, and I noticed a few times what was happening here is that the audio was fine, but the picture was frozen up.
Right. Yeah, that's the few things I ran at first, but like you, about 10-ish, 30-ish, I kind of fell asleep. And when I woke up, my TV was still on, but it was just the circle of death, like just circling. And so I don't know where the fight was, and I wasn't going to fight it. I just turned the damn thing off.
So was it a success for Netflix? That's the question.
Of course. 60 million views, whether there's some issues. I'm not sure who all had the issues, but I mean, I know I did. Obviously, you had some issues, and you're north of us. So, yeah, just the two of us.
It's just us two, yeah. But the general feedback, I mean, like, if we talk about the fight itself, the fight was generally pretty disappointing.
I think all the fights were, honestly, at least the ones I saw. I knew the two female fighters was a good fight.
Yeah.
But besides that, most of the fights were kind of boring.
Like, so here is my take, right? I'm by no means a boxing fan. I'm not an MMA fan. I like to box. It's fun. But as far as boxing matches go, you want to know what this reminded me of? And I just couldn't get this thought out of my head when I was watching the fight. you remember in one of the more recent Rocky movies where they had that thing where they paired him up in a video game where old Rocky was going to fight the new up and comer in a video game, and then they made it a reality in the actual movie?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's what we were watching play out. I feel like, yeah.
Do you remember when Colin McGregor fought? Not Pacquiao. Who did he fight?
It might have been Pacquiao. Yeah.
Shoot. I don't know. But there was another time where a UFC fighter, not trained in pure boxing, fought a boxer and he got his butt kicked. I think something like this, because what do you get out of this? Nothing good for Logan or for Paul. But I mean, Mike Tyson got paid. And I think like McGregor might have lost his fight, but he got over $100 million. So the only thing we're gaining out of this is there's no championship belt. No one won anything.
No.
So to me, it's like, yay, the problem I have with this, the biggest issue I have with this is I'm not a big boxing fan, but Mike Tyson has history. Like in the 80s and 90s, he was dominant.
He was the guy, yeah.
Kids nowadays, all they know is, hey, our YouTube guy is the best boxer in the world. And that's not true.
There's something so wrong with that statement.
Well, but kids in their teens, and that's all they know. They don't know, hey, I don't know. I could be totally wrong. That's the only downside to all this. I mean, obviously both boxers, that wasn't a good fight from what I hear, but they got paid and that's the end of it. It's all about getting eyes on it and everybody, loser and winner, both get paid.
I actually, I know we don't like to think that boxing or wrestling or anything like that is rigged, but I feel like the script for this fight was, and I think it might have been Tyson said it in one of his interviews. I think Tyson said that he wanted to show his kids that he could go 8 rounds against another up and comer.
A young person, yeah.
A young person. And I honestly feel like that's what the script was. Like, I think maybe I'm just, being conspiracy theorist here, but I honestly feel like Jake Paul was told, look, don't go in there all guns blazing and knock this guy out. Because I think if he did that, and we were talking about this before we went on air, it's a lose-lose situation for Jake Paul. He wins, he beat up a 58-year-old geriatric. If he loses, he's a crap boxer. And no one's going to want to, put him in another promotion. So, it's lose-lose situation for Jake Paul. I don't think, for Netflix, probably did gangbusters. They probably made lots of money and lots of new subscribers. But as far as, the tech side of things go, you would think that Netflix, out of all the companies, might have had this shit figured out.
They've been doing it for so long. And like you said, I don't know if this is their first live stream, but it's definitely their first, I think, live sporting event.
Yeah. And I think that's really what it boils down to is like, is that the best Netflix can do? I hope not.
Well, they've had that Love is Blind, and they had I think it was last year. They had some. I didn't watch it, but I heard that they had a live reunion with all the reality stars, and there were some weird issues where cuts weren't made right and things were said, and they had to cut it. And so, but with live, you're going to have issues. But I don't think it was more of a the streaming buffering issue. It was more of things being said that should have been censored and stuff like that.
We know what we know is that Netflix has promised Christmas Day football matches off the top. I think that's what it is, right? Two matches, I believe, on Christmas
I can't even
Day.
believe what they paid for that.
Yeah. So I think by the time the football matches come to fruition on Christmas Day, I'm pretty sure they're going to have their shit ironed out. I think they would have figured out what the issue was by then.
Look, Amazon can do it every Thursday night. Now, here's the problem, though.
Yeah.
Now, Amazon does do, not that football's big in Canada or not, I don't know. But, Thursday night, they have a game or two.
Yeah.
I don't think it has 60 million people watching it.
No.
See, that's what people don't understand is...
That's a lot of bandwidth, right? That's a lot of people.
But Netflix isn't small either. So, either is Amazon. So, I would say if they have 15 million people watching, they're not going to have a problem. You can't tell me when one of these big movies that they made come out, there isn't 5, 10, 15 million people watching it. Maybe not all at once. See, that's the big difference. You're having 60 million eyes, roughly,
all on it,
all at once. I mean, I thought for sure there was going to be no issues, and it was fine for
a little bit,
about a half an hour or so what I watched.
I mean, you got to remember too, like with Netflix, there's a Netflix app, but how many people are taking that stream and then broadcasting on those illegal websites, right? For everybody that doesn't have Netflix in other countries, and so there's
True.
other factors that come into play. But look, the fight itself was pretty sad. I don't think we nearly got the result that we wanted from this particular event, but it's cool to see that in this day and age, yep, Netflix can stream something live. Hopefully, that's the beginning of a lot of cool things to come.
Yeah.
I know they've got the rights for WWE, so there'll be 2 live shows a week for the WWE, right?
Well, and I
Monday
also
and
know
Friday.
that I think the new Google TV streamer.
Yes.
So I have that hooked up. I ordered it and I haven't been messing with it too much. But I noticed that with Netflix and my controller or my phone, I can actually play some games through the app. And I don't know if having the Roku before that, or Roku, however you want to say it, I don't know if that was the issue, but I was actually pretty impressed. They were pretty fun, like adventure games. You choose it. I was pretty impressed. There's a whole section of it's in beta, I believe, but it was still pretty fun. So Netflix has got a lot of things cooking. They have the gaming apps and all kinds of stuff.
So I think they're going after, and I think a lot of these companies, we'll talk a little bit about Spotify a little bit later on in the show, but I think a lot of these companies are going after YouTube because YouTube is the biggest streaming platform, right? And I know
Right.
YouTube may be out of reach at this point.
They're a juggernaut. They really are.
But I mean, let's just talk about Spotify. We've got them here. So Spotify is going after, if I can find it on here, 1 second.
I think a lot of these I don't know this much about this article, but I think a lot of these companies are trying to go for that short form like TikTok and YouTube Shorts. And YouTube Shorts blew up. I mean, TikTok's probably been there for a while. But yeah, this is something interesting.
So Spotify has come out this week and they're basically saying, we're going after video. I know they tried it and it wasn't really that great. They didn't kind of know what they wanted to do. They were going for video podcasts, which I mean, we're on Spotify, so why the hell not, right? But CEO Daniel Ek come out this week saying that they're ready to have a crack at, video podcasts like YouTube. So basically, they want to push the platform of Spotify to grow video podcasts.
But it's video podcast only. It's not like creative, like React videos and the doom scrolling videos, right? It's more like something like what we do.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're on YouTube, but what's to say that we couldn't do it on Spotify video? I mean, if Spotify video takes off and the video podcast take off, it could be very well a really quick and fast way to build up some following.
Spotify's got a lot of eyes and ears, I should say, and I think that obviously YouTube is a juggernaut. We talked about how big they are, and it's very saturated. I think if you get on the ground floor, like MKBHD, Mr. Who's the Boss, they started making videos 15 years ago when it was still young, and that's how they got their footing. They obviously had to have dedication and stick to it. But if this video podcasting really does do well, and let's say Tech Disruptors goes there, that could get us a footing in another avenue that could really help us out too.
Well, I think from what I read here, Spotify, what they're planning to do is to pay better than YouTube does for video podcasting content. So I don't know what it is, or engagement based. Maybe there's a link there.
It's probably going to have to be kind of like YouTube. You have to have so many subscribers, so many watch hours before you can be made out. And our problem with our podcast is we get a lot of copyright hits.
Well,
so that makes it more difficult. But
funnily enough, 5 episodes ago we got nailed for copyright. I challenged it, and we won.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
We won. Yeah, the person who owned said content didn't respond, so
nice.
I have no idea what it was. I can't remember, to be honest with you, but
I had a YouTube short from like 3 years ago or 2 years ago that just came up and they took the music out because all of a sudden the artist decided they didn't want the music, so they took my whole video down, which I didn't really care at this point. But
here's a fun fact. So the theme song that's played at every graduation ceremony is a Pomp and Circumstance or something like that? That's copyrighted. So if you were streaming that during your graduation ceremony from YouTube, you could technically come under copyright infringement. It happened to a bunch of schools and education facilities here in Canada last year.
It is what it is.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, someone obviously owns the rights to the music. So is it really that crazy? Not really. Now, Jason, I want to pivot away from streaming for a second, and I want to talk a little bit about AI. I know it's been a week and a bit.
I don't know much about AI. I never heard of it. What is AI?
So,
Apple Intelligence. Okay.
Yes, you do. Yeah, Apple Intelligence. So I'm going to give you 3 choices here. You can choose which way you want to go. This. Do we want to talk about robot dogs, AI grandma, or the ghostly white robot?
The ghostly white robot.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so a company here, I believe they're called Torso, has created a ghostly white
Can I just say that's a great name?
I know, right? I know.
Very
water-powered muscles. So Clone Robotics is a Polish robotics company. Has a humanoid torso with capable of human-like movements. Now, there is a video. I'll show you the video in just a second. But this kind of like the Tesla robots, these bipedal robots, they can jump, they can dance, and doing these daily chores. Now, the company basically has come out and said that they're working on what they call biometric robots, which move with the strength and dexterity of biological beings. So basically, imagine a robot that is as close to human in movement as you can possibly imagine. So I'm going to pull up the video here. Let me just, I might pull this up individually on YouTube for a second. This is footage of the humanoid-esque robot there.
What's all that noise? Is that like the motors and the servos and stuff?
I don't know, but I will just point out something in a second after this finishes out playing out. But I just want to pause here for a second. So what you're seeing, for those of you who are listening on this podcast, this is a humanoid robot called Torso from the company Clone Robotics. Now, I'm just going to rewind back here, and I don't know if you caught this here. And I'm just going to mute it. Did you see after it was moving its neck side to side, which looked very human-like, if you watch its chest, it flexes its pectoral muscles right there to lift its arms.
Yeah. Well, it's like you're saying, it's making it seem more human. I mean, you could tell, for people who aren't watching, it's still a little jittery. You can still kind of tell.
Yeah.
But it's, and what you mentioned about water.
So let me see if I can find the article again. 1 second. So they're saying here that, let me see what it says. Actuated elbows, cervical spine, neck, and anthropomorphic shoulders with sternoclavicular, acrovalcavicular, a whole bunch of stuff. Basically, it's meant to mimic muscles, artificial muscles. Now, it says here that the entire body is covered with white skin to protect the electrical components, which, for the record, a white robot's fucking creepy as hell. I don't know about you, but I look at this thing and I go, yeah, that's...
Well, especially one with no torso only and no eyes, no...
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's something about that. But anyway, so... something here, it says, the movement are achieved through battery-operated system of pumps and valves circulating water.
Which is interesting because it's not hydraulic fluid. They're using water as like a hydraulic fluid.
Yeah, so the torso has a water container.
Yeah,
uses a hydraulic system.
Yeah, but you get into a dry area, desert, that water dries out. You're done.
Well, I mean, I don't think these are meant to be made for desert.
Right, they're just trying new things. It's the fact that, hey, we can make this thing look real by using waters with pumps. I mean, that's crazy.
But I mean, you know what? If you think about it, the human body realistically is run on water as well. So this is
of course,
kind of
we would die in desert too if we left.
Yeah, but I love that it's using a hydraulic system to push water through the tubes.
Yeah.
Right. So, and that activates the tendons or replicates the muscle movement. So this would probably be, I mean, out of all the robots we've seen, I would say that movement wise, with a little bit more tweaking, this probably has the capacity to be the closest to human movement organically that we've seen.
Well, and the only other thing I noticed in that video was the sound. Like
Yes,
that thing
so
was loud. I thought it was a drum session, like banging on drums, but I have never been close to like
a
Elon
robot.
Musk robots or any other
Yeah.
robots to see if they're as comparable in sound. But you'd hear that thing coming down the stairs a mile
But you know
away.
what's funny? Every time we've seen these robot videos, you notice that there's always like a thumping soundtrack in the background, or like when
Yeah,
they
or
do
someone
special
talking
events.
over it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe we don't know, but I mean, it's a cool concept. They're also considering it for as a medical tool for patient rehabilitation, so helping people around the home. But basically, what they're focusing on this the clone torso is they're trying to replicate dexterity and function. So a little bit unlike the other robots we've seen that are like, parkouring and lifting heavy things, they want to make this look and feel human, which I
Right.
think kind of is an interesting proposition, right? Like if we're trying to get it close to as human as possible, maybe this is, another way that they can make this happen. So
Yeah, more palatable to if we see a robot as human, but that's also a
yes,
double-edged sword because it looks more human. I'm more comfortable, but holy crap, it's more human. It's gonna take over. Still have that
absolutely.
same issue. So I don't know.
Now, let me ask you this because I know we didn't mention this one yet, but how many spam calls would you say in a week you get on your phone? I know, besides not ones you answer, but ones you just receive.
Well, on my Pixel phone, I don't get any.
Oh, of course, because you call screen,
Right.
or you just
I
buffer
do get.
screen?
I don't even get that many spam text messages. Now my work phone is an iPhone, and
Yeah.
I probably get 3 or 4 a week on that.
So if we just focus on phone calls for a second, if you do get a spam phone call, what is the way that you normally deal with it? Do you answer it and say screw
Well,
off?
I think society nowadays, if we don't recognize the number, we don't answer it anyways. It depends. If I answer it and there's like a pause, I hang up immediately.
Yeah. So there's a company, the O2 network in the UK, and I'm hoping we get Dan on here today because he might be able to comment on this. But the O2 network in the UK have decided to fight spam calls using the power of your grandmother. So they've employed an AI grandmother who essentially is an AI robot that answers the spam calls and keeps them in line with the most ridiculous grandma AI questions and delays.
Well, pause the video real quick.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think about that. There is once in a while I'll do Google screen call, which is, hey, this person's using Google to screen this call. Can you please state your business and why you're calling? Now, it's not a grandma, but that's another way you can deal with spam if you don't know it's spam. But yeah, usually they hang up right away then.
Well, look, I'll be honest with you. So here in Canada, we have an issue with spam calls on landlines. So a lot of the time it's like air duct cleaning or
what?
Spam calls on landlines. So, like it might be air duct cleaning or like, hey, we want to come and do this to your house or whatever. And it's always, some call center in whatever country. But what makes this interesting is a lot of the time, if I'll answer the phone and they'll be like, oh, hello, we'd like to come and do air duct cleaning, clean out your furnace,
But
whatever.
you said landline. No one uses landlines.
Well, I know,
I'm just kidding.
Landlines in Canada. But anyway, so this company has employed this. So this is an AI grandma. I'll play it.
Created by O2 to waste phone scammers' time. So W's then a dot.
3 times W and then dot.
I think your profession is bothering people, right?
I'm just trying to have a little chat.
It's nearly been an hour! For the love of...
Gosh, how time flies. It's showing me a picture of my cat, Fluffy.
It's showing you the picture of your cat, Fluffy.
Stop calling me dear, you stupid.
Got it, dear. Because while they're busy talking to me, they can't be scamming you. And let's face it, dear, I've got all the time in the world.
Nice.
So
that's actually cool. That's cool.
Right? So the O2 network has employed this AI grandmother, and the AI grandmother will answer the call as a human being would, and will deliberately keep them on the line as long as possible by delaying them with, I guess we'll call it old people mentality. You know,
It's ingenious. It's not like
it
Google's
is.
call screen where it says, please state your. It's literally answering the call and
wasting their time.
Wasting their. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so they've employed this, and basically it's for mostly. I guess they must have an issue in the UK with spam calls.
Well,
but
everyone has trouble with
yeah,
spam
everyone
calls.
does.
Yeah.
But I love this concept because here is a company that goes, you know what? We're not going to try to block them. We're not going to try to, we're just going to answer them. But we're going to answer them with our AI, spam bot grandmother.
Well, think about what do scammers do? They find any way and every way to get to you, and they find new ways. We should be doing this everywhere.
I love
not just
this
this
idea. Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing because you're gonna.
Yeah,
I love this idea of, who's this calling me? And I don't know how it works, if it's automatically answered or you have an option. Hey, have grandma answer.
That's right. Yeah,
because I would love to see if it shows how long grandma's on the phone with this person.
Well, I mean, if you saw in the video clip there, one spammer was complaining that she's been on the phone for an hour.
That's awesome,
right? So the AI grandma named Daisy, which for the record is hilarious. So she has been created to trick scammers into thinking they're talking to a real grandmother who likes to ramble. If and when the AI does hand over the demanded bank details, it reads out fake numbers and names. So it actually gives them fake banking details as well.
Wow. You think about, we've all used Gemini, right? Live.
Yeah.
And how good it is. Like, I just used it this weekend and my brother was like, holy crap, that's amazing. If Google could do something like that with their AI, because you could just have a back and forth conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is more snarky, which is awesome, but
which I love. Honestly, I want to join the network just for this reason.
If they had it here, I would join just for that.
So it says here that in some test runs, the bot has kept people on the phone for 40 minutes at a time.
Wow.
40 minutes of just like delays and pauses and,
this is the stereotype because most scammers, they say, try to target older people who don't maybe understand the technology and what they're doing.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever watched those YouTube videos of when they catch the scammers and they hack their computers and it's
that's what it says here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're saying here that it works by listening to a caller and transcribing their voice to text. Responses are generated through a custom LLM complete with a character personality layer. Jesus. And then fed back through a custom AI text-to-speech model to generate a voice answer. And all of this takes place in real time.
And it's quick. There wasn't a whole much of a delay.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm digging. I have to give O2, the UK's largest mobile network, I got to give them some props on this.
Okay, here's what I'm going to say. I use Google Fi here in the US. I know they're an MVNO. They're not the biggest. Google Fi, please do something like this. This will be amazing.
Honestly, I feel like if you're watching or hearing us and you find this article, it's on TechSpot, share that. Tag Google, tag all your cell phone providers and say, we need this in Canada and the United States.
I will say this.
Brilliant idea.
Pixels do a very damn good job of blocking this stuff. So I don't even get these calls on my, I'll be honest, my personal phone, I don't get any. Some spam text still come through like, hey, your United States Post Service package can't be delivered because your address is wrong.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Okay, shut up.
All the time.
I get a couple of those, but even that's getting better.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. When it comes to AI, where would you not want to see AI-generated video content? Where would you not want to see that pop up?
Where would I not want to see it?
Yeah.
The bathroom?
No, what I'm getting at is if you were engaging with social media, television, radio, whatever, on a regular basis, where would you not expect AI to pop up? I'm talking about like AI-generated video and audio.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is like if you're doing online telehealth, you would expect to be talking to a doctor. I know that's probably not what you're looking for, but like that would be something like if you didn't know it was AI and it actually turned out to be. Yeah. Or I don't know. That's the thing I can think of.
Let me ask you this, right? So we have Christmas is just around the corner. And, Christmas is a very, popular time of the year for families to come together and celebrate one another. The one area you wouldn't expect AI to be used is in Christmas commercials. And one of the biggest companies in the entire world is creating AI generated TV ads for this festive holiday season.
Can I tell you why?
Too expensive to pay actors?
Hell yeah! It's how much cheaper it is to make it. Now
I
they have
know,
to go through and
yeah.
edit it and make sure, but it's so much cheaper. You're going to see this
So-
happening a lot more with these big companies.
Coca-Cola is coming out with 3 versions of a holidays are coming ad, and I've got one of them to show you in just a second. So you can pull it. You can kind of gauge how, I guess, real they look.
Okay.
But they're generating AI-produced holiday commercials. Now, every year, Coca-Cola has produced a holiday commercial, and every year it's different.
The
I think
polar
actually-
bears, the trains, yeah.
People look forward to it, right? Like it's a big thing. It's
Tradition.
It's a sign that Christmas is coming. It's tradition, yes.
Yeah.
So Coca-Cola's first AI commercial here, if I can refresh this page. Yeah, I will find it. 1 second. I'll just pull it up. Give me 1 sec. But
Yeah, saying to continue reading, you must
yeah, I know.
subscribe.
Hang on a second. Here we go. So here is, I believe, one of their first AI ads, if it will let me show you. Okay, 1 second. So I'm going to pull up this. Oh, it really doesn't want me to show it to you, but okay, hang on.
Might be one of those copyrighted things too, since they haven't been
No,
released.
here we
yet.
go. Okay, so here is their first AI generated ad.
So they must be using an app that they're limited to 20 seconds.
Yes, limited to
I'm
20
kidding. I'm
seconds.
kidding.
No, because
It's not bad.
very-
Here's the
Short.
thing: if you would have told me it wasn't AI, I didn't know anything about it. I would say that part of it's probably computer generated, like CGI, because you could
Yeah.
tell. AI, it doesn't really bother me. It seems like a typical, commercial.
So you want to know what's crazy, right? So Coca-Cola worked with 3 AI companies to make this happen. 3 for a 20-second commercial. So those companies were Secret Level, Silverside AI, and Wildcard. And they used generative AI models, Leonardo, Luma, and Runway, and a new model called Kling, which is coming a little bit later on at the end of the year, to create these human beings without creating grotesque distortions, eerie facial expressions, or unnatural movements.
Yeah,
So
'cause you
basically,
think about most of the AI we have access to now, especially
Yeah.
Google, does not
Yeah.
allow you to do human figures at all.
yeah. So I mean, basically, they've come out. I mean, looking at it, I'll just pull it up again so we can have another look at it. But
Do you have all 3, or just the
no,
one?
I just got the one here. I'm going to see if I can pull up this one again. Hang on 1 second. So here it is again. Just mute it. So, I mean, to be honest with you, the faces look pretty real.
Yeah, I mean, I think Santa's hand looks like Wreck-It
Looks a
Ralph.
bit fake. Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph's hand. But that's,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a minor thing. It's CGI because Santa Claus he's real, obviously, but no one's really seen him, so we're making guesstimates about that.
Yeah. But no, listen, I mean, Coca-Cola obviously went all in and said, hey, we want to make this ad look real. So
Mm-hmm.
and they probably got all the money in the world to make it do so.
Yeah. So did they save money or they spend all of it?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's the
I
question.
mean, so isn't it easier just to, put some fake snow down, grab a couple of like C-level actors and like a Santa hand and just kind of,
I would say the AI is probably quicker. Your
Yes.
time frame.
yeah.
But I would imagine. I think once AI gets off and running, and this is more of a common thing, I think
Yeah.
it'd be a lot more streamlined. It's still in its infancy. You have to use 3 different models just to get it right. I mean,
Okay, now I'm going to ask you a quick question here. How many years have Coca-Cola been doing Christmas commercials? Yeah, one guess.
so what's this? 2024. 60 years.
No, good guess. 29 years.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, so they started back in 1995.
Yeah, it's the 90s.
So next year will be their 30th year in the industry of making.
I mean, in the world of soda,
yeah,
pop, whatever you call it,
that's a lot. Yeah.
Coca-Cola is the biggest. I mean, Pepsi's. I'm a Pepsi person myself, but Pepsi doesn't sell near as much as Coke does. Just doesn't.
Well, there you go. This is true. What is your favorite pop? Just out of curiosity.
I just prefer Coke. I don't drink regular pop. It's always zero or sugar free or diet, whatever they call it now. I prefer I like Pepsi Max, which is now like Pepsi Zero, and
Fair
I like
enough.
Wild Cherry Pepsi Zero. I mean, I tried the Oreo Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah,
which is
me too.
only in zero, and it was good.
Yeah.
I like the chocolate. And then
Did you try the Oreo cookies?
I
The
love
Oreo
them.
Coca-Cola cookies?
No
They're
one
pretty good.
Me and my daughter, my youngest daughter, liked them. No one else
Yeah.
liked them. I like the
Yeah.
fizz afterwards, how like pop in
Yeah.
your mouth a little bit. People,
Yeah.
they had knocked it out of the park.
They're trying. They're trying. I mean, you got to
Yeah.
give them credit where credit's due. Now, speaking of Christmas, do you want to know what I'm not buying this Christmas? A book from very popular company named Apple.
A book.
A book. Apple has released.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Apple's released the 100 best albums of the century. A book. A hard paperback book.
It's probably based on Apple Music, of course.
Yep. How much?
$119.
$450. Yeah.
No.
$450 for the Apple 100 best albums in hard book. I can't even believe this. Apple must be smoking crack. I honestly, this is fucking
No,
ridiculous.
Darren, you know what the problem is. The 16s aren't selling as well as the 15s.
Yeah,
and the
so they're going to
14s.
jack the price up.
The Vision Pro is done. So they got to make up. They have subscriptions now, but people maybe aren't subscribing as much. So they're going to the book now. Make up that.
$450.
Hey, for the listeners out there, I'm going to do a GoFundMe. If you want to go ahead and supply some $450, I will make content for 100 days on this book.
Listen, for $450, Jason and I will construct our own album to be in the next 100 albums of the decade list, and we will make sure that it gets there for $450.
And I'll read it to you every night before you go to bed.
Yes.
A chapter
Seriously.
a day.
Seriously, for $450. So, it's okay. There's only 1,500 copies. Okay,
Ooh,
I get
okay,
it.
so it's limited.
exclusive.
So does Apple have a Audible or something? I'm sure they do. Do they? What's it called? Apple Books? I don't even know.
I don't think so. I mean, I guess it's part of their ebook. Maybe you buy
Yeah.
it through
So why
there,
couldn't you get this an ebook for like $20?
Yeah, but you probably can. That's the fucking kicker, right? So
Okay.
I read this article and I went, okay, so the fact that there's only 1,500 copies, okay, that's fine. I understand that. But what else does it do?
Nothing.
So basically, all it is a hardcover with linear notes that are each entry is deeply insightful. Fuck off.
Ooh, I like
First of
insightfulness.
all.
Great.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought that you might get like a QR code to the MP3.
Or a QR code for 6 months of free Apple Music.
Yeah, like something like that. But Jesus,
Or a
$450
year.
for some
Yeah.
fucking words on a page and a picture.
What does Apple Music cost for a single user a month? $10,
I think it's
$5?
like $10
I
a
don't know.
month. Yeah, $10 a month, give or take.
So 10 times. So you're gonna 10 times 200. So let's say it costs $250 for an average user. For $450, you could sell them the book and give them a year of Apple Music for free, and then hope they forget, and it gets renewed. That's what the companies do, anyways.
Do you want to know? I know exactly where they spent their money because the article says it here. So this countdown was assembled by Apple's music team of experts alongside a group of artists. So like Pharrell, Charlie XCX, Mark Hoppus. Of course, you have to pay those artists.
Hold on. Honey, what's that say? Honey what?
Where is it?
Dijon?
Honey Dijon, yes.
Who the hell is that?
I have no idea. I wish I knew. So songwriters, producers, and industry professionals. I don't know.
I've heard of
what-
all the other people on that list, but Honey Dijon.
Yeah.
I gotta look it up now. Honey,
Yeah,
and that might be
please
worth
look.
the $450 right there.
No, I honestly thought that maybe there was something cool attached to this.
Okay.
I thought it might have been.
For listeners, I apologize. Honey Dijon is an American DJ.
Right.
Okay. From Chicago, rightfully so, pretty popular. So I'm not a dance electronic genre enjoyer, so I apologize to any Honey Dijon fans.
Let's say they had to pay all of these music industry professionals, songwriters, producers, etc. It makes sense that this book is for.
Yeah, but you only have 1,500. You're not going to make that much money.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. So listen, what
You're
I
already
don't
paying these people royalties and Apple Music. Come on.
And I'm just going to say this: please don't buy this for somebody. Don't give them the money for this because, like, this is ridiculous. Like, you want to make an album, you want to give someone something music related. Buy them a subscription for a year to Spotify, not Apple Music, because fuck them. Give them a Tidal subscription, something. But this is ridiculous.
Well, Tidal's been laying off employees. I don't know if they're going to be around much longer. Tidal's the only streaming service that does well. I guess Apple might have too, but like super hi-fi quality.
Yeah,
and that's why I subscribed to them for a while. But yeah, YouTube Music even too. That's what I use.
They've lost their mind.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like honestly, I don't. Even
I heard about the book, but I didn't even think about what the price was going to be.
Yeah, so $450. Oh, Apple.
At least now, store a $350 cleaning cloth.
Well, that's it. Yeah,
use it as a bookmark or something. You know,
anything, a case for your phone, even anything. Wow. Now, speaking of going back to the UK for a second, company called Channel 4 have actually released their very own dedicated app for watching content on the Apple Vision Pro,
and it looks stupid.
Yeah, so I when I read this, I thought it was kind of interesting because Channel 4 is a streaming service in the UK. Great service, some great content. But they've created this crazy Apple Vision Pro app that allows you to watch the shows in, I guess, the Queen's bedroom. Like it has these kind of like virtual spaces that you sit in.
I have a Quest, and they have had the Netflix app. I don't know if it's even there anymore. And you look like you're sitting in a theater looking at a screen. This is exactly what that is. It's nothing special except for it's for the Vision Pro that's dying.
So on screen now, if you're watching this live, like it looks like the inside of a museum or like...
It looks like a haunted room. Like Red Rum. Yeah, two little girls would come out saying Red Rum. They're going to say Red Rum.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know why you would need the virtual room. Like, just make it a nice big screen for you to see. I don't really understand.
I mean, you got to utilize the Vision Pro for something, and it probably has good spatial awareness, but I still think it's kind of dumb. I'm sure it's mapping your wall, so it's like linked to the size of your room, maybe? I don't know.
So apparently it's the virtual rooms are connected to the show you're watching. So in the TV show Taskmaster, apparently this is a room inspired by the TV show.
Never heard of it, but okay.
Paramount does one for SpongeBob. And Disney Plus does one where it's like set in Ireland. So apparently this is a thing. I didn't realize this was a thing. But apparently.
So Darren, what you're telling me is you're going to run out and spend $3,500 on one right now just so you can watch this app.
I mean $4,500, but yes.
Oh, right. Yes.
Canadian
2 more
money,
kidneys.
Canadian
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's an interesting concept. I just don't understand why you would need it. I think this is...
It's cool, I guess. I mean, for them, I never heard of Channel 4. I'm not from there.
It doesn't look that good, though. Like, it kind of looks really fake.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't look...
It doesn't look great. Like,
it looks like a VR room where a screen's at... whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, I think we're enough of Apple dick riding for now. Let's move on. Channel 4, thanks very much for that. Now, can we talk... what was I going to talk about? Oh, I've lost my train of thought. Oh, Casio. Casio, you know the company that makes calculator watches and calculators?
Don't they make G-Shocks?
G-Shocks, really popular.
Nice watches. Yeah.
They've released a smart ring.
It's not smart.
I fucking laughed out loud when I saw the picture of this. I have to say right now.
Here's what I thought. The first thing I thought was when I read what it actually was, because it's not really smart, I thought of the late 90s, early 2000s bling bling rap, where someone talking about pinky rings, and they have, because it only comes in one stupid size, 10.5. So if it doesn't fit, put it on a finger. If your finger's too small, they give you like these little bumpers, but it's like, they're like bring...
Okay, so for those of you who are listening to us, okay, I just want to give you some context. I have to be able to describe this to you.
Yes, please.
Imagine a classic digital Casio stainless steel watch on your wrist. Imagine that shrunk down to the size of a ring with still having the watch face on it. And that's what they've done.
It's not smart at all.
No, it literally
does not track steps. Yeah, it's a watch.
It's a watch. It's a old school retro Casio watch that's been shrunk down to the size of a ring. I can't even tell you how ridiculous this looks. Is there another photo? Like, look at this. What am I looking at here? Like, it looks pretty in a photo, but it quite literally.
I pulled it up on the website.
Yeah.
One US $180.
Oh no. But it has a light and an alarm function.
But if you're a first-time buyer, you can get 15% off your purchase.
Hold up. Now, so I have to wonder here, like, what makes this a smart watch if there are no smart features? There's no heart rate tracking. There's no sensors on the back of the ring.
I'm looking at the actual website to see what if it does say anything. So, it
has a stopwatch and a light.
Yeah. It's
and
equipped with a mineral lens and features mirrored mask displaying a sequence of digits from 0 to 23.
Oh my God. It's just a watch. It's a
with
tiny baby.
The number 6
watch.
encircled as a nod to MM6 numerical signature. What the? I don't know how that even means.
Oh my goodness.
Now, here's what's interesting. Now, on the website there, it shows it like a hard ring.
Yes.
I'm looking at this and it says offered in 2 sizes, which is small medium, which is 16.5 millimeters or size 6 in the US, and medium large, which is 19.8 millimeters or size 10 in the US, which this smart ring I have on my, I don't measure my fingers. I have this on my index finger and it's a 11.
Yeah.
So I couldn't even wear this. No. If it had the stretchy band like the watches have, that'd been perfect. Like it looks like in that.
What's funny? This looks like if Lou Ferrigno wore a Casio watch on his finger.
Yes.
Like imagine the biggest guy you can possibly imagine wearing a 40 millimeter Casio watch, and that is what it looks like on a finger. It is.
Here's what's interesting. So it says it only comes in a couple sizes, but it says it's got an expansion band, like the ones that stretch.
Yeah,
that's not what they're showing on here.
No,
it's actually it's like the whole band on your fingers expands. That doesn't expand at all.
So apparently there is a stretchy band out there, but there are also spacers to fit fat fingers.
Thanks.
But I have a clip here, and I want you got to see this. It
doesn't show anything smart about it at all.
Okay, so here is the clip.
Oh, I gotta see.
People, this is real. This is a real product, not a fake. This ain't a joke.
Okay, the music makes it sound like a joke. Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's worse than you can imagine.
It's cringy.
Yeah. But don't worry, he has a watch on now. Oh my goodness.
What the? A CRT? A tube.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. There's a lot of people out there that don't wear smartwatches or smart rings, and they do prefer like a G-Shock, just a watch. I have a partner at work that only wears watches that just tell time. I could see this as a nod to that, but that commercial made it even a harder buy for me because that's a 20-something-year-old guy who could eat pizza and play games like with the controller to his face like this.
It is,
and then he could say, "Oh, it's 10:30. My TV show's on." What the? Who the hell watches cable anymore? We all stream everything. We don't need to know what time it is when the show starts.
So, Jason, I want to ask you this. We are a few short weeks, nay, a month and a bit away from our final product show of the year, where we talk about bust of the year.
It's not a bust yet.
Not a bust yet.
Here's my problem with it. It's not really a smart device, so I don't know if I'd include it.
So this year, are we going to have a brand new category? Most ridiculous tech of the year? Because I think
maybe.
Mate, I think this is one of a few things we've talked about this year.
Oh, I already got my biggest bust.
Oh, yeah. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I know for people that are listening on Spotify and Apple Music, I'm sorry, but please look this up. Just type in Casio smart ring or whatever the hell.
Or just type in Casio finger watch.
Yeah,
watch. Maybe not.
Like, no, maybe do that. But
Don't
listen,
do that.
It's all kinds of cringeworthy. I can't believe this product.
When I first saw it, I was like, hey, if it's got step tracking, it's kind of a cool thing, kind of mixture, hybrid. But
yeah.
for one, it has no smarts, and that commercial made it worse.
Oh, it was just horrible.
Could you imagine
Absolutely horrible.
See, I don't wear that ring, so I can't button my shirts. That
Yes.
dude can button his shirt because he has a finger watch.
Oh God. Oh man. Anyway, so I'm just gonna move out of that world.
You got to go to Amazon.
Yeah, okay, Amazon. So we're gonna talk last week we were talking about Amazon dropping their cheap Temu alternative.
Yeah.
But can we talk about Thanksgiving's coming up, and Amazon's actually dropped a brand new TV that's coming out for Thanksgiving that actually might be good. So I want to bring this up. So they're introducing a mini LED series TV from the company Omni. And it looks fucking amazing. So QLED, mini LED panels, 1400 nits of peak brightness,
Wow.
Dolby Vision IQ, HDR10 plus adaptive, AI assisted intelligent picture technology, and it actually looks like a TV you'd want to have in your home.
But here's the problem. I don't want Fire TV. I hate Fire TV. It's
Now,
like the
okay.
worst TV service ever.
Yes, okay. Now, software aside, if we just look at like a straight picture quality, like, I mean, let's say
Of
you look up
course.
your Google TV
What's the
streamer to
price?
listen. So they're saying it's going to be between $820 for the
For how-
55-inch,
Okay.
all the way up to 85 inches, which would be about $2,100. But mini LED is one of the more recent technology that's
Yes.
come out for TV. This is like new technology. Now they're saying here that you're going to have also AMD FreeSync Premium Pro certification,
Okay. Well, a lot of
Wi-Fi
TVs have
6,
that.
Wi-Fi 6E,
Mhm.
144 hertz refresh rate, Dolby Atmos audio.
It will ship with 2 speakers, complete with 2 subwoofers, and allow Dolby Atmos audio. Well,
Yeah.
okay, so here's my thing. I shouldn't bang on Fire TV.
No,
I don't
mean,
use Amazon anything. I use Amazon to buy stuff. I don't have
Yeah.
any Alexa devices. I don't have any Fire TV devices anymore. I just didn't ever like them. They always kind of lagged and kind of a lot. I'll tell you honestly, a lot of people who have Fire TV have those jailbroke ones or hacked
Yes.
ones when they can get free stuff. But I'll be honest. I just purchased a new TV, and a lot of TVs now from Hisense, I don't know about TC. I know Hisense. A lot of their TVs have FreeSync built into them.
yeah,
144 hertz, Dolby Vision IQ.
yeah.
The TV I bought says it has subwoofers built in. I couldn't find much information on it, but you got to
you
remember,
buy a
TV that-
100-inch TV?
I did not.
Well,
So
gonna
I
say,
wanted to, but
Yeah,
the difference in size and price wasn't worth it for me. I mean,
Right.
I saved myself probably almost $800 just going with an 8. I went with an 85.
yeah, which is a good size. Yeah,
But I think it's good if it can nail the price. But like I have a Roku TV that I use now, and I don't use the Roku interface. I use my Google TV.
yeah, of course, that's
streamer.
what I do too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, look, I know Thanksgiving's coming up, and Black Friday. We might talk about Black Friday today, but Black Friday deals are coming out. I think Black Friday's this week, right?
Walmart started last week.
Yeah. So right now, I mean, I know right now, The Verge did an amazing Black Friday deals write up, and like if you look through some of these deals, like AirTags 34% off, AirPods 44% off, AirPod Pro 2s $100.
Yeah, but the question I have
24%
is the Apple Book on clearance for Black Friday?
no, but Samsung's Music Frame is 38% off, and it's still too expensive.
Yeah, I
you
wouldn't
know,
buy those.
Beats Studio Pros. These is a pretty good deal. The Sony 1000 XM4s, they're $153 off, which brings them down to $196
Those are the over the ear, right? Not the earbuds.
over
right?
the ear. Boy,
Okay,
the
so I have
best
I have that.
headphones.
I have the X4 earbuds.
Yeah, yeah. Nest Cam, if you're looking to get some into Google's thing, they're 26%
And
off.
just a caveat on that: if you got the Google TV streamer,
Yep.
you can get live notifications from your doorbell, so you can ring the
Cool.
doorbell and you'll get it right on your screen, which is really cool.
Some of the Eero and Nest Wi-Fi Pro 6E routers.
Wow, that's a good price.
Good.
Yeah.
The Google Pixel Watch 3 are going to be 20% off.
So-
I'm going to try to pick one of those up for myself.
Now, this doesn't apply to you, but I just read somewhere that Google Fi is pretty much giving their people who is a Google Pixel Watch 3 LTE for free. with credits.
What?
Now I didn't look it up myself. I just before we jumped on, I saw an article about it.
Yeah.
I have mine. I'll be honest. I still prefer battery life of the OnePlus watch,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Pixel's got it's a good watch. It really is.
You know, so I've been just reviewing the TicWatch Pro Atlas that just came out.
That's a nice one.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I think the OnePlus Watch 2 has ruined Wear OS watches for me because it is that good.
It's the hybrid thing they're using that saves the
It
battery.
is. It
blows
not
my
just
mind.
from-
Well, Google's the one that implemented that
yeah.
for people to use, and they don't even use it themselves.
Yeah. So the OnePlus Watch 2 is the nicest looking.
2 or 2R?
No, the 2. The 2R was good, but a bit more industrial looking. The 2 has a classic, like, clean look that I like. It was the nicest looking. It had the best battery.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the smoothest functionality of a Android wearable watch that I've used this year.
I think the Pixel Watch 3 is more refined than the OnePlus,
Okay.
but it has worse battery life.
Right. So and I remember the OnePlus Watch 2 is also sapphire screen.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? So I don't know, man. Like, I'll be honest with you, like for smartwatches, that's gonna be in my playbook for best smartwatch of the year. Like, it is phenomenal. Like, it really is that good. But again, I mean, look out for these Black Friday deals. Like, they're going to be going live. I know OnePlus is doing some crazy deals on their website right now. 20-30% off their phones and, you know, watches.
And if you watch, Black Friday starts earlier and early. These companies are just trying to get consumers to buy. So, like Best Buy, I think next week, I think Amazon starts theirs. I mean, just keep your eyes open if you're interested. I mean, obviously, Christmas is time to give, not to get. I get it. But if there's something you've been eyeing, like the reason why we bought a TV is not that we necessarily needed one, but we're moving some stuff around the house, and you can't pass up these deals. I mean, you can get an 85-inch TV now. I didn't buy the cheapest one. I wanted some extra features, but you can get 100-inch TVs for $14.99.
Yeah, that's
now
crazy.
you're not going to have Dolby Vision, and you're going to have a basic LCD screen. You're going to have terrible blacks. But if all you want is size,
that's it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's
size
crazy.
matters.
Well, not necessarily, size doesn't really matter. It's all about how you use it, you know?
Yeah, true. True. It's about the girth, not the size. Okay, so
right.
Last article for today. I'm not going to talk about Amazon Haul.
Amazon Haul. We'll touch on it real quick. Amazon Haul is the Amazon duplicate of Temu or AliExpress, and it is not near as good and not near as in depth of merchandise that either one of those two offer. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Check it out if you want.
Exactly. Google has released their own Gemini app on the iPhone, so it could be coming. Like, integration wise might be there. So if you haven't downloaded it yet, I actually downloaded it today on my 15 Pro Max. I also set the quick action button to open Gemini, which you can also do.
Like Gemini Live or just Gemini?
Open straight into the app, and then you can go straight from there. Or you can there is a way to set it up where it goes to Gemini Live. Google that if you're not sure how to do that.
You know what's sad? If the 16 Pro Max, which I still have, if it's quicker than the Pixel, a lot of people say that Apple makes the best Google phone.
Yeah. I know. So, I mean, look, if you've been on the fence about, this AI stuff, the Gemini app is definitely really good. It's Google's take on AI. And
Gemini Live is amazing.
It is. If you conversationally, it's the best AI.
And I look at AI, these like ChatGPT, Gemini Live. I think it's like phone. They always say the best camera you have is the one you have on you.
Yes.
The best AI is the one you pay for or the one you use the most. I mean, because I use Gemini Live because I got it for free for a year. ChatGPT could be better, but I'm not paying for it. So
exactly. And look, at the end of the day, use what you like. That's what it's always about. That's what we always push here on Tech Disruptors. And speaking of things that you like, if you do happen to love what we talk about on the Tech Disruptors podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I know we go live on YouTube Sundays at 4, but we're also on Spotify, Apple Music, and your support goes a long, 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 long way.
38 days till Christmas.
And 38 days till Christmas. So we have...
Yeah, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. That way, every time we get... Because we do change our times. We do take breaks. least you'll get notified when the next live stream's coming up.
Yes. And look, realistically, we have maybe 3 or 4 shows left before our massive end of the year special where Jason and I, put on our tuxedo suits. Actually, that's probably not right. Just the suit. I was going to say birthday suits.
Yeah, don't say birthday
suits. That's okay. Yeah. But we have our best of tech show coming up probably around this time next month. So,
and it's one of our best shows. We get a lot of views, and we cover a lot of products. Now, we have a lot of categories. We don't always cover all. I don't always best laptop or best whatever because I don't always review everything you do. You have more access than I do. But it's a good show, and you got to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on it.
Yeah, and we are on X as well. Disruptors 2024. Look us up. Send us a message. Say hi. But anyway, on that note, that wraps up another show. Episode number 39. Next week is 40 episodes. 40th anniversary. So
you got to shave your head for the next live stream.
Well, I'm actually already bald. That's why I'm wearing a hat today.
Oh,
I shaved my head in celebration so we could look the same. So,
okay, good.
Hopefully we'll grow back at some point, but we'll see. But yeah, we're here, guys. We love to hear from our fans and our followers. So please reach out and say hi. But my name is Darren. This lovely gentleman is
Jason.
And we will catch you